Hello, guys. Welcome to Race Weekend. Dutch Grand Prix is over, and it never ceased to surprise me. My all pre race prediction was down the gutter. Lando first, Max second, and Charles third. And in place of George, Lewis was the trump card today. Narrow and roller coaster track of Zambot really added spice to the race. And if you guys have noticed, Dutch fans were quite silent today. Sorry to say that, but to be pretty frank, they got entertainment down to their last penny today. Now let's talk about the beauty of a race that McLaren had today. Both the drivers are outperforming themselves. When we talk about Lando, he got a bit of slow launch due to which he lost the lead, but didn't lost his hope, which was good to see, and kept his car under the DRS zone, due to which he able to pass Max by the lap 8. And from there it was just easy and smooth for him to carry the car till the checkers flag. Whereas if we talk about Piastri, got a good start but didn't able to keep the pace as we were expecting from him and end up fourth on the grid. Even having the best car on the track right now, he didn't able to improve and catch up to Charles, which was sad to see. And when we compare it to Lando, what a statement of a win by a gap of 22 seconds and winning by that is really commanding. But when you go back and see a bit of facts, you will notice that McLaren have won this race back in 1984, driven by Niki Lauda. But overall, it's good to see McLaren taking so many podium places this season and improving their chances in constructor too. They are really closing into Red Bull. And take this, the cherry on top for Lando's race is that he able to clinch the fastest lap, and that too on the last lap, along with the drivers of the day. Call it the best weekend for him. He can't get anything better than that. Winning the race along with fastest lap and also drivers of the day.
I knew beating Max would be a tough task today, but the car was amazing. The car felt incredible out there, and I had a lot of confidence.
That's too much of a talk for McLaren. Now let's move to the second team. I guess they would be scratching their head by now. Buying engine from them and winning the race. It's really sad to see Mercedes camp suffering from this. Nevertheless, both the drivers are proving themselves that the team, along with the drivers, do belong on the top of the grid. When you see the way Hamilton performed, starting from 14th of the grid and finishing on the point position, that's you call a champion's drive. What else do you want from him? And also for few laps, he was leading on the fastest lap too. Add that to that. Whereas Russell had a good start, but rather a bad weekend. Lost pace on the start, and from there it was all downhill. Tried to recover, but didn't able to. It was not their best weekend, but a good weekend, I would say.
Felt like I did a lot, but I didn't really get that far. Felt like I did more than my result shows.
While on the Ferraris camp, there was not too much of commotion because both the drivers have outperformed what we were expecting from them. Charles is starting from sixth and making up to the point position. That shows the level of racing spirit that he has. He also able to hold Piastri back for a very long period of time. When you talk about the other side of the garage, even Sainz having a bad qualifying, starting from the back of the grid and making up to the point position. And during that course of time, he made few wonderful moves, overtakes. It's really nice to see both the drivers performing good and scoring points for their team. A lot need to improve, but overall, I'm happy the way they have performed during this race. So good for them. It was not an excellent weekend for them, but a good weekend.
I did not expect it. I think perfect weekend qualifying. We maximized everything. Today we had very low expectations.
Now let's address the Bulls on track. They had a pretty plain race. They finished almost in the same position where they started from. Why I am saying almost is because Checo lost one place, but overall it's good to see Checo back in the mix and securing few valuable points for Red Bull, which is really important for them. Whereas when you look at Max's race today, he was pretty chill, calm and composed, not taking too much of a stress. You might say it's because he had quite a good gap between him and the other driver chasing for drivers championship. Might be that one of the reason, but overall it felt like he is just enjoying his race. There were few backlogs pulling back due to upgrades, and the way Red Bull team is performing right now, they are not able to find their sweet spot till now. But overall, Max being Max, securing good points in each and every race, and also solidifying his drivers' championship. That's for sure. No one can take that from him. But when you talk about constructors' championship, I am not sure. Why? Because it really seems pretty hard for Red Bull to maintain their championship lead. Because McLaren, the way both the drivers are performing, they are just right at the corner. And at any given point, like in coming near future, within one or two races, they will be leading on the chart of constructors. And if Red Bull want to save that, Checo and the team, they both have to buckle up and prove themselves. Because you just can't rely on one driver to help you out to win champion. That's not possible. And McLaren is a kind of testament to that. So, Red Bull, please do something.
I mean, it was just very difficult also in the race to get the most out of it. And yeah, it was not the best balance.
There were a few more incidents that caught my eye during the race. One was the dangerous overtake by four different drivers over Kevin. It was really dangerous, all at one point of time. I think it was the ban from the race that which basically stopped Magnussen to take rash decision and drive rashly. But if that was not there, it might be a different story altogether. At same point, I felt like they will crash and there will be a safety car, which McLaren was expecting, and they have said it pretty clear on their radio too. But nevertheless, everything was safe. All the drivers came out safe, and race was continued flawlessly.
Starting from the pit lane, we knew it was going to be a difficult race, and it was.
The second thing that caught my eye was Alonso, our former world champ. I know he fall back down the grid, but the kind of performance and few bold moves that he made during the race really caught my eye.
The top four teams seems they are in another league, so we are fighting for 9th and 10th. Today was 10th. Pierre was a little bit faster than us all throughout the race, so
And last, not the least, was Gasly. It's good to see Gasly fighting in the mid of the grid and securing points for his team. Good for him.
It was amazing. I had a great start, managed to go.
So that's all I got for you guys today. I will catch you up on the next race. Till then, you sexy people, stay classy and take care. Bye bye.